They say, to seek the wisdom of the gods is to gamble with one's soul. Many have entered Igbo Olodumare, few have returned, and those who did were never the same. Ajaka had crossed the forbidden threshold. He had survived the first trial, but the gods were far from finished with him. The ground beneath him crumbled, and the hunter screamed as he was swallowed by darkness. He fell endlessly. The wind howled like the cries of the lost. His heart pounded against his ribs like a war drum. He twisted in the air, desperate to grasp something, anything. No, he thought, not like this. I didn't come all this way to die in the dark. Then the air thickened around him, like swimming through smoke. His descent slowed, and with a final jolt, he landed, not on stone, something that felt alive. It pulsed beneath his palms, warm, breathing. He pushed himself up, breath ragged. "Where am I?" he whispered. Silence. Then whispers. Dozens of voices, circling him, hissing his name. The abyss was not empty. It was aware, and it had been waiting. A faint blue glow pulsed in the dark. Ajaka rose slowly, spear tight in his grip. The glow revealed a vast, endless chamber. Then eyes, one pair, then another, blinking into the dark like stars. A figure stepped forward, tall, hooded, its face hidden in shadow. "You seek wisdom," the voice slithered through the silence. "But wisdom is earned, not given." Ajaka raised his spear. "Who are you?" he demanded. "I am the keeper of the second trial," it answered. "And your soul is the key to passage." The ground trembled, the shadows split, and from the cracks they came. Twisted figures, crawling, faces distorted, mouths open but no sound. Then a chant, low, haunting. "Turn back, turn back, turn back." Ajaka's hands tightened on his spear. His pulse roared in his ears. He stepped back, then stopped. He steadied his breath. His voice was low. "Firm number, I will not turn back." The whispers ceased, the figures froze, and the abyss listened. The second trial had begun. From the heart of the abyss, a door emerged. It didn't open with hinges. It unfolded like a wound in reality, its surface marked with ancient runes that glowed red, pulsing like a heartbeat. Without a sound, it beckoned him forward. Ajaka stepped through. The air was colder here, heavy. Each step echoed as if the space itself was hollow. Before him stretched a vast hall, larger than any shrine or palace he had ever seen. And within it, statues, dozens, hundreds. Warriors frozen mid-battle, mouths open in silent war cries, weapons raised, eyes carved wide with fury or fear. Ajaka moved slowly, his spear held tight. Stone eyes seemed to follow him. Then, a metallic clang behind him. He turned. One of the statues had moved. Its chest rose as if taking breath. Its head turned. Then, its mouth opened. A voice thundered through the hall. "Only those who prove their strength may pass." And then the others began to move. Stone feet grinding, weapons dragging across the floor. Dozens of warriors encircling him. Ajaka spun, searching for a path, but there was none. He raised his spear. "Then I will prove it," he growled. The silence shattered. Stone and steel clashed. Ajaka weaved between blows, ducking, striking. His blade met stone, and sparks flew. He moved like wind, like instinct, like fury. But they were endless. They pushed him back. His arm ached. Blood trickled from a cut on his brow. Then, one statue paused, its sword raised, but unmoving. Its eyes flickered with something ancient, something human. Ajaka met its gaze, breathing hard. "You were once like me," he said, "weren't you?" A long silence. Then the statue slowly nodded, and with a mighty swing it shattered the warriors beside it. Dust and stone flew in every direction. In moments the battle was over. The path ahead was clear. The statue turned to him one last time, its voice low, heavy with memory. "The strong survive, but the wise endure. Then it crumbled to dust. The doors at the far end creaked open. A beam of golden light spilled through. Ajaka lowered his weapon, his breath slow, steady. He had passed the second trial, but somewhere deep in the shadows of the hall, something still watched, and the journey was far from over. The path led downward, deeper, colder. The air shifted. It smelled sweet, like memories. And then he heard it, a sound like water, but softer, gentler, calling. Ajaka stepped into a cavern bathed in silver light. At its center flowed a river, but this was no ordinary stream. The water glowed like molten moonlight, but it was what it reflected that stopped him cold. Not his face, not the room, but his past, his mother, her eyes kind, her hands busy weaving beside the fire, his village, children running, laughter echoing. Then, a younger version of himself, trembling, afraid of the night, clutching his first spear. Ajaka fell to his knees. The river knew him. It had seen him. Every fear, every failure, every moment he tried to forget. And then, a voice, so familiar, it made his heart ache. Ajaka, my son. It was his mother's voice, software, loving, pleading. You must turn back, please. Come home. Tears welled in his eyes. He reached toward the water, toward her face, his hand trembling. So close. Then, he stopped. His fingers hovered above the surface. His breath caught. No, he whispered. This is not real. My mother is not here. The river flickered. Her face vanished. The warmth faded, and in its place, a golden path appeared across the water leading to the other side. He stood, alone again, but no longer lost. He had seen through the illusion, and in the silence that followed, the gods took notice. The golden path led him to a clearing carved from black stone. At its center stood a temple, old, silent, timeless. Two massive serpent statues guarded the entrance, fangs bared, eyes like molten gems. Ajaka hesitated. The air was thick, not with danger, but with knowing. He stepped inside. The walls pulsed with soft light, images of gods and beasts etched into every surface. At the far end, she waited, a woman, still as a statue, her eyes pure white. Her voice, when it came, echoed in layers, as if time itself spoke through her. You seek the wisdom of the gods, she said, but do you seek the truth or a lie? Ajaka stood firm. His voice didn't shake. The truth. The oracle tilted her head and smiled, but it was a sorrowful smile. Then prepare yourself, she said, for the truth will break you. She raised her hands. The temple began to dissolve. Walls crumbled into stardust. The floor beneath him vanished, and he stood suddenly on the edge of a great chasm. Below was a reflection, his own, but older, battle-worn, eyes heavy with grief. The older version of himself looked up and spoke. You should have never come here. Ajaka's breath caught. What? What is this? The ground cracked. The wind howled, cold and full of sorrow. And just like that, the vision vanished. He stood alone again, but the air was different now. He could feel it. Something was shifting, something vast, something waiting. The final trial was near. The wind grew still. Ajaka stepped into a vast open space, and there it stood. The gate, towering, golden, covered in markings that shimmered like fireflies in moonlight. It radiated power and finality. Beyond it, the heart of Igbo Olodumare, the place no mortal had ever seen and returned from. A deep rumble echoed from the shadows. The guardian had returned, but it was no longer the beast he had faced before. It had changed, grown. It was massive now, twice its former size, its fur dark as obsidian, its eyes glowing a deep, dangerous red. It stepped forward, voice like thunder through stone. "You have come far, hunter, but one final choice remains." Ajaka said nothing. He gripped his spear. The beast continued. "Step through this gate, and you will never return to the world you knew." Behind him, a mirage shimmered into view. His village, his mother, the boy he once was, the sound of drums, laughter, home. He turned back, took one last look, then faced forward. Into the unknown, he took a breath, steady, certain, and stepped through. Darkness swallowed him, the gate vanished, and the forest fell silent. Ajaka's fate was sealed, to be continued. Soft chanting begins, far away, like 1,000 spirits murmuring. Somewhere beyond the gate, something stirred, something ancient, awakening, watching, waiting.